Hi friends, this is Leigh from Agape Studios in Edmonton, Alberta. Welcome to Behind the Scenes at Agape Studios as I take you further along in what we got going on here at the studio. Today is a super exciting day for me. As you can see beside me, I have completed my third 7 Seals of Revelation. This one is staying here in Edmonton, going to its new home very soon. How exciting is that? I'm as much as I'm excited to work on them, I'm even more excited to send them away to their new homes. So I got a lot going on behind me, as you can see, as I'm just gonna open up and show you who I am and my personality and everything that I do, my thought processes behind my pieces, a little dive deeper into more of kind of what this means to me and why I named it the 7 Seals of Revelation. As you can see, it represents the chakra system of the human body. So I like to marry that Eastern Western cultures together, and I'll explain that a little further as we go. And then, of course, I'm going to be going into everything behind me here, a few of the things that's been going on, and also clear up maybe some misconceptions about what Agape Studios is. As I've had a lot of questions of people, wanting to stop in the studio, and so basically what I have going on here and where it all started was underneath my stairs in my house, and that's where I operate from. If you've seen any videos or pictures of me beside my saw with the wood background, that is underneath my stairs, and I just brought home some boards that they were tossing out at work, and just made my little sacred space in there. And it's just where I go to work on my pieces, to go into that state of gratitude and appreciation. It's just that's my sacred space. And then of course I had to expand a little bit, and I took up half my basement, as you can see in other pictures. Excuse me for a second. So I built some workbenches and tables and shelving for all of our craft projects that we're diving into. And again, after, I'm going to take you for a little tour of some other pieces that we have here at the studio from myself and Angela as well. And I'll be telling you all about Angela, a little bit more about her as well. So what do we got going on here? I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, but I thought I'd show you behind the scenes here a little bit further. So all of my pieces, like this here, they all start out as a solid piece of wood. And so what I do is I draw my design out on the wood, and typically I have my my 1/2-inch border where I cut, and so I square everything off and draw it out. And then after that, my next step would be to drill all my holes. So here's a piece that didn't quite make the cut. This was the first one I attempted for my root chakra on my first 7 seals. So this, I'll show you kind of where I started. I had to upgrade my machine. So every hole I have to actually take my blade out, as you can see here. So my blade goes in here, and I have to remove it every time I have to insert it into another spot. And so you can see here my old piece here, how big the hole had to be, but I have to drill a hole in every piece. And so for comparison, I don't know if you can see the size of the hole. And now, after I upgraded to my Cadillac here of scroll saws, you can see, I'm just going to move over here, the difference in between the size of the drill bit that I use now to accommodate my blades. And I'll show you my blades. So they go really thin. So if you ever wonder how I get all this intricate detail, and that's why, is because I use blades, and to eliminate most of my sanding, as you can imagine, sanding these, it takes a lot of patience and a great deal of care, as they're very delicate. So I use blades with reverse teeth on it. So as the stroke of the blade comes up, it finishes it off, as opposed to leaving little burrs of fibers of wood. So that's kind of my process there. And then my tool for removing my blade. And so that's kind of the process with that. So I have a lot of questions too of, you know, oh wow, you know, a CNC machine, you know, you can do anything with that. But no, I do not use a CNC machine. There are two machines that make my pieces, this machine and this machine. So I'm a hands-on kind of guy. So it is a great deal, and I love to practice patience, and it helps me to keep again in the present moment. You know, because on a day-to-day basis, we have a tendency to worry with anxiety of the future, or depression of the past. And you know, it's easy to I have to keep my mind and the chatter quiet and go within and meditate while I do this, because you cannot take your eye off the line when you're cutting. Otherwise, you know, it could just end up being a catastrophe. So that's kind of, yeah, that's what I do with that. So yeah, it's just my place where I get to really explore my creativity, my thoughts. And this piece here, I had talked about it before. I just put in some finish coats on it. This piece I call Soham, which is a Sanskrit word for I am, or he, she, that, our connection to source energy or universal consciousness. And this piece means to me, it's like a soul's journey, and we have so much support from Mother Gaia, Earth, and we can draw from that loving support energy up through the human vessel, our body, and hold space in heart center with gratitude, which is the key to alchemizing our heavy density energies or emotions, and move through heart center up through your Sushumna, which I talked about before, your spinal column, and let that beautiful white light energy out your crown, which creates your aura, your auric field around you. And to me, each leaf represents the soul's journey as we incarnate from one life to another. So truly, in my feelings, death is an illusion, as energy is everything, and it cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. So when we shed the vessel in the material world, we continue on into a higher dimension and formless state of consciousness. And so, and then we choose to do it again. And as we fill our experience and our lessons in each experience in our life's journey, it leaves such a beautiful path, and it creates your tree, and in such beauty and wonder of your soul's journey. So that's what, just kind of a breakdown of what this piece means to me and why I named it that. It represents the soul's journey. And I quite like this piece. Very delicate though. Sanding this was very interesting. And What else do I got going on here? I have to again give a shout out to Cassidy as she continues to work on this beautiful piece here, one of a kind dolphin piece that she's creating, her ocean scene. I get a little bit of work here to do, or she does, on it, and her sunset scene, and then we're gonna just finish the frame. And it's just Cassidy's been with me for since just around Mother's Day last year, and so I mean it hasn't even been what I mean what, I don't know what it is, 8-9 months, and she's already making pieces like this and other pieces. You should see her dragon piece. I'm getting her to bring it in so I can introduce you guys to this amazing young woman. Also, I have to give a shout out to my wife, Angela. She is just an amazing spiritual life coach and guide, and so much more. And she has been my greatest teacher as we explore this life together. So Angela is so inspiring to be around. She's holistic nutrition, yoga and meditation, Reiki master, chakra therapy, sound therapy, spiritual coaching, Thai reflexology, hot stone massage, and even more. On the other side here, she also shout out to the Tranquil Turtle. This is her Bath&Body line that she started with handcrafted Bath&Body products to promote overall well-being, relaxation, and energy renewal. Coconut soy candles, bath salts, sugar scrub, foaming bath bombs. Those things are luxurious and really cool. Body oil, incense, sage bundles, Palo Santo crystal wands. So she's got a lot going out. So if you're interested in any of her products, this is her packaging. This is the Tranquil Turtle well-being, and this one is verbena cocoa lime. Let me tell you, when you have this, also too has a wood wick in it, which is really beautiful as it crackles with the wood, and it's so beautiful. She has 3 scents of these so far, which I'll explain also too, going along those candles with these really cool. Look at her packaging is just absolutely beautiful. This is everything is organic as well, of course, and this is organic bath soaks, some salts, bath salts that she made with these cool little scoops. And this one is also to match this candle, verbena cocoa lime. And we also have Renew, which is orange zest and ginger. Very beautiful. The scents of these are just so beautiful. And this one is Unwind, clary sage and lavender. Beautiful for a nice detox. And these are her beautiful little bath bombs here. These luxurious bubble bath bombs. Oh, wow, good catch. They are so cool, let me tell you. Also too, she makes these charged quartz candles. And this one has aventurine and charged clear quartz in there, which holds information, which is what she infuses into it, and tunes and charges the crystals to 432 hertz, which is a universal love frequency. And so she charges these quartz candles, and they come in various size. The scent of these is just so beautiful, and it's all natural soy wax as well, and they just burn just so beautifully. And well, let's continue on with Angela. I'm going to show you guys some of the other stuff that she's doing. I'm just going to come around here. She does paintings that we're going to be selling as well. I'm just waiting to I'm just going to be putting the finish coat on this, and you can see the metallic, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, there you go. This one's really cool. If you're interested in any of Angela's work, please just give us a message. This one's just really cool as well. And I'll be leaving the links in the description to Angela's pages and everything like that. Yeah, she's just, this woman is on fire, let me tell you. And it's so great to just have a partner to be able to raise the vibration around not only our little bubble, but around us wherever we go. And it just helps to raise the vibration of the planet Earth, our home. How cool is that? So that is a little bit about my wife, and a lot of where I get my inspiration from as well, including this. So I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper into my thought process in behind this and why I named it the Seven Seals of Revelation. So in my background, I come from a very religious setting, and most of my life, I'd say about 35 years or so, I studied very in depth the Bible. And one book, of course, that is very intriguing to most people who have any knowledge about biblical stuff, Bible study. The Book of Revelation really intrigued me ever since I was a little kid, because it's packed full of prophecies and a lot of doomsday stuff. But as I started now a while back with Angela studying Eastern philosophy, yogic philosophy, Ayurveda, and many more, the Tao, many more ancient scripts and texts that have been long lost. We started studying the chakra system, the energy centers within the human body, which you can see these represent each of those. And I like to find the connection. Everything is connected to me, and East and West, there's a lot of division in between the belief systems and the culture and interpretations. And when I started studying in depth the chakra system and what it really means to us as humans, and for the human body, this vessel, I began to realize that the seven seals in the Book of Revelation were talking about the same thing. As when you open up these seals, a greater awareness occurs. And so as each energy center in the body represents a higher and lower aspect of yourself. And when you go into meditation and go within, and you start to explore and understand the different aspects of each chakra and how it really governs your life. It tells your story. It has the information of all of the lessons that you wanted to come here to learn as a soul. And I feel that we are souls having a human experience, not the other way around. And the energy centers, as you dive deep into each one of them in meditation with intention and non-judgment, patience, and love, because when you dive deep, you have to look at your shadows and the darker aspects of yourself. And one way I find really great to do that is to really look at your triggers, because your triggers are your greatest teachers, and the people that piss you off are also your greatest teachers. If you can come into a place in your heart of not taking everything personally or feeling attacked, and listen and observe without reacting like we normally would in anger or whatever, or taking things personally. We when we can look at those things that trigger us, it's a great time then to go within and look at that yourself, because as we judge things in other people, it's exactly spirit showing you what you need to look at in yourself. And so in exploring your chakra system, you have to go and explore those things in that shadow work, to be able to rise above it and to be able to learn maybe perhaps how to react to things differently to create a different experience. And so those things you have to face. So in this great spiritual awakening that we're going through, in this shift in the earth, it's important to do that shadow work, and in doing that, and stepping outside of the experience and understanding that life happens for you and not to you. From a soul perspective, you can look outside of the experience and see the beautiful path that you're leaving behind in every choice that you make. And if patterns keep coming up in your life and showing up in different people, it's showing you, it's going to keep showing up until you can really, truly go within and recognize that pattern and make a different choice or react differently to create a new experience. When we open up those and alchemize that energy again through heart center, with love and gratitude, because you see it's happening for you, and when you recognize that you can change your path in a positive directions via making different choices that are beneficial to your highest good, and then acting upon that, and then your thoughts and feelings start to change, because when you start to see yourself and other people and recognize the connection and the non-separation between us, we are not separate from one another, we are reflections of one another. And when you start to recognize that, it's so hard to look at somebody else and not see yourself. And therefore, you, with gratitude for the experience and everything that you perceive might happen bad in your past, was actually happening for you to help you to recognize maybe that when you realize that you can change it, your world changes. The gratitude that comes with that positive change, as you raise your vibration, comes through heart center, and alchemizes into a more, as I said, pure, lighter energy, and will lead you to the places where you need to go when you put your trust in your higher self. And this pathway of each seal opening of awareness of who you are, and in each of these, in your DNA even, there is a code, and in that code, you can actually check out Greg Braden. He explains it very well, how he discovered this code within the DNA, and it is God eternal within the body, and that is the code that's left for us. And I do a lot of sacred geometry as well. I did a Flower of Life mandala that I actually sent to my aunt in New Brunswick, and if you actually take your DNA and you Google this, and a cross-section top view of your DNA, and it actually holds the shape of the Flower of Life, the sacred geometry. So you can see the connection of sacred geometry and the structure of your body as well on a cellular level. So when you unseal each piece, it leads you to your crown and to your connection to source, spirit, whatever you want to call it, God. That word might be maybe dirty or jaded for some people, as it was me for a long time as well, until I come to the realization that this pathway leads to God within, and that we actually are creators of our experience individually and collectively. So that's just a little bit deeper of my thought process in each of these pieces, and how I associated the Book of Revelation and the seven seals, and this unveiling, which is what apocalypse means, actually, is the unveiling of truth. And the veil, on the other side of the veil, is a higher aspect of yourself, your higher self. And when you allow that energy to alchemize, you allow that connection. When your pineal gland opens to a higher frequency, when you change your channel and your frequency to your higher self, you allow that spirit and joy to embody the vessel as you raise your vibration. And so that's a little bit deeper. Each piece, as I mentioned before, probably I tune to its resonant frequency with each chakra in the human body. And if you want to know the music associated with it too, that resonates with it, is it starts on the scale C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So, and there's also bija mantras that go with it. You can look that up in Google. What else? Yeah, so I also, if you haven't noticed, I'm kind of a little bit of a nostalgiaholic, a little bit about myself. I'm a big fan of Voltron, and I think I'm going to explain why and the deeper meaning it means for me. Oddly enough, it was my favorite cartoon show growing up, and it still is today. Big nerd. So anyway, I do have my mascot here, who helps defend my sacred space with his blazing sword. He doesn't have to do much fighting because we got it pretty well protected of any negative energy that dares enter our sacred space. So that's just a little bit about me and his little sidekick, Leonardo, of course. And I got a few other things, as you've seen in my other little studio underneath my stairs. What else do we got going on here? I think one final thing. I made a list, actually. Oh yeah. One thing I want to show you guys is also too, when I'm working in my studio, I'm just gonna spin you around over here and shout out to, this is I don't know if you guys have heard anybody of this technology that's out from Unifyd Healing. Jason Shurka, big shout out to him. This technology uses scalar technology and other light codes. You can look up the video of this and the technology behind it that actually encourages the body to come back into its natural state of health. And just incredible technology that is taking the world by storm. I personally want to get one of these cubes for our workshops of yoga and meditation and sound therapy as well, eventually, hopefully. But just a little bit about that. That's really cool. And what that does is it does send those light codes to your body on a cellular level to promote that healing within the body as well. So very cool technology coming up. The health system is about to change. And just give me a second here while I readjust. Okay, so one last thing. More about myself is I love to write. I'm also a musician, singer-songwriter, but I love to sit down and meditate and just step out of the way and let that channel open to my higher self to bring in messages, and it always comes out as a poem, and it's just it's like a thought bubble of words orchestrating notes in my mind. And just so I just have to grab my pen and paper, or my pencil, and paper and write it down. So I had such an urge to write the other night, a couple nights ago, and I thought I would share it with you guys. If you're interested, I'm just going to make sure I'm still rolling. Yes, I am. So this one I call Awake. And I'd love to hear what comes up for you if you listen to this and think about it and ponder and meditate on it. So, awake. My eyes open wide to the morning sun as I awaken my mind to my dream, a dream in which I explore the world that is created by what I believe. A dream I began with the choice to forget the truth when I open my eyes, that I am asleep in a physical form, playing out the illusion of time, playing over and over and over again, until finally I might get it right, that I have no need to fear the shadows within, for I am made of love and of light. When I look above to the evening stars, the stars are not all that I see. I see the light from above and the shadows below as all reflections of me. I am made of the stars, the earth and the sun, the energy of all that is, and all that was and ever will be, I find with the more love that I give. The more love I give, the more love shows up, as it reflects when I open my eyes, in this physical world that acts like a mirror, that reflects my feelings inside. You cannot force the reflection to smile at you. You must first find the love from within. And if you succeed, you will notice the world that allows for the healing to begin. It is time to let go of the disbelief that we can change the world that we know. Release the division, the hate, and your fears, and the reflection of your love will then show. So that's what came in for me the other night. And I really appreciate everybody that's following along all over the world. It's been such a fantastic response to my art. I'm so blessed and feel the love from all around the world. And I equally am sending that love and healing out as well. And my intention also behind my pieces, one last thing, is that I infuse that love and healing energy into these pieces, so that as the higher selves of other people come into contact with my pieces, to view it, to own it, or whatever, that resonant, that frequency emanates from these pieces to be directed by the higher selves to send that healing energy into the body on a cellular level where it needs to go for you. So that's just another one of my intentions. What else? Yes, thank everybody for following along. You can please subscribe, like, and share if this my content resonates with you. I would love to hear where you're from in the comments. If you'd tell me where you're at, and maybe a little bit about yourself if you feel compelled to do so. I will again leave a link of everything in the descriptions. Check out all the things that I mentioned there. So until next time, everybody, I encourage you to find that excitement in your day, that joy and passion, no matter what you're facing, and find that joy within your day. Have an awesome day. Namaste.